I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. Before I jump into the episode, there are a few things we need to address. One, yes, there is a dog behind me. Yes, it's my dog if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify. This is Evie. I think I've showed her on the podcast before. You definitely have seen her on my social media. She's the love of my life, my best friend, and she's in here today. She is laying on the little couch with me. Her brother's with Josh, my boyfriend. Yeah, you know of him if you have heard the podcast before, but I figured Luna could go hang out with his dad for a little while, and then Evie could have a little mommy and me night, because it used to just be Evie and I, and it hasn't been for a long time, so sometimes she just needs it. But if she pants too loudly, I'll try to edit it out. She shouldn't, though. She should, go to bed soon. She's watching the bunnies. They get along really well, but she isn't as close with them as she was with my last bunny, so they don't know her that well, so she's, kind of excited, but there's, a little gate thing separating them right now, so she's just, watching them. Okay, that was a lot. Second thing I want to address is obviously I still don't have a cord for my microphone. I get paid tomorrow and then I'm going to get a new one. So that's why if it sounds a little echoey, a little different, we are back on that vintage life before I had a microphone and was just editing my camera footage. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about today's topic. She is in her nature era. Cue disconnected by 5 seconds of summer. She is putting her phone away, enjoying life, turning over a new leaf, if you will, but I don't know. I'm just disconnecting, and I'm going to tell you how, why, and I think that's it. How, why, what I'm doing, I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself, but of course, let's do a quick little life update, and then I will give you all the tea. One, I just started season 2 of Vanderpump Rules, so we got season 1 down. Yeah, I'm into it, but I also follow Stassi on Instagram, and I have since before I started the show, so I kind of know who she's gonna end up with. So the whole Jax and Stassi thing, and then Frank and all that, I already know how it's gonna end up. And I'm at the point now where in literally the next episode, Ariana comes in, so I'm just ready for that. Did you guys hear that? Someone literally just walked by my neighbor's car, just like a girl walking, minding her own business. And my neighbor, who we don't like, by the way, they're very mean, just locked their car 6 times from inside the house. I don't know if that was a coincidence or if that was tea, but I'm just filing that in my little mental cabinet of all the reasons why my neighbors really get on my nerves. Anyway, so next thing we're going to talk about is Memorial Day weekend. Obviously, if you were in America, most of us had a 3-day weekend. And while we should not forget the reason why we had one and the reason behind Memorial Day, it was also a really good weekend for getting things done, going and hanging out with friends and family and stuff. So I don't know if I talked to you guys since I talked to you on Sunday. I hung out with my friend on Saturday, but I cleaned on Sunday. That was pretty much what that episode was about. But I'm really glad that I cleaned. I did end up organizing the dog closet and my office closet, which both were very bad. I also cleaned the bunny room, or my office / bunny room. I'm going to be getting a carpet shampooer. I've talked about that 100 times. I'm buying that tomorrow, and I'm so excited. You don't even know how excited I am. So that is chef's kiss. I cannot wait. I'm also back to eating healthy. I really just need to plan my budget better, because I swear the first week after I get paid, I eat so healthy, and then the week after I get paid, so I get paid every 2 weeks, so that first week, good. Second week, I eat so bad, so bad, because I'm so poor that I just go to McDonald's or get the cheapest thing, and I gotta stop doing that. So I'm back on my eating healthy girl era, and I'm gonna try and budget better, so that's probably gonna be a theme coming up. And then another thing is I'm gonna try and be active again now that I can pay for gas. You guys are probably like, what the heck, what do you mean you can't work out because you don't have gas? Obviously I can work out at home, I can go for walks and stuff. I just prefer to work out at the gym or to go see my horse and work out there, because those are my 2 favorite things to do. It's not that I can't work out here, but it's that I get a much better workout, and I just I don't know, I work harder when I'm there because I have certain things that I like want to do, and obviously when I'm with my horse, we both work a little harder when we're together. So that's what I mean, and I can't do that if I don't have gas money. So that's what I meant by like, oh yeah, I can be active again. We have so many great hiking places around here, but we have not taken advantage of them. So now that it's summer and I have gas again, we are hopefully gonna be able to do that. I just opened the window because Evie really likes when the window's open, so I opened it a little bit for her so that she would kind of calm down because she was getting a little overstimulated, and everyone can hear me. You can probably hear the cars a little bit, but I'm getting a little shy. She's a little shy. Yeah, okay. I just need to get into today's episode. So today we were talking about the power of disconnecting. This is going up on May 31st. June 1st is a new day, a new era, a new time to start fresh. Obviously you can start fresh literally whenever, but every month, obviously I like to make my vision boards, and I really like to think about what I can do that month to really reach my goals. So we're gonna be talking about how I'm gonna be doing that this month, and it really looks a lot like disconnecting and healing for me. So let's talk about it. Obviously, you heard in my previous episode that my mental health has not been the best. It's not been great. A couple minty bees here and there, but I've really been trying to find a way to fix it. One thing that I really have realized, excellent grammar, Grace, specifically over the past couple of days, is that when I try and find what's wrong with me and try and fix it and try to make a game plan and try to strategize, I end up making myself more anxious, and it doesn't fix it. Like, it makes it way worse. So, new plan. I do this periodically, but I think it's time for a detox. I don't just mean to drink lemon water and sit in a sauna. I've never been in a sauna. If you have one, invite me. Does Planet Fitness have one? Okay, the ADHD today. I need to detox my mind, which I do every so often, but usually it's a little bit more a casual approach. Like, I don't get super strict, but I think that I'm gonna need to bring out the big guns and get pretty strict this time. So I'm disconnecting from all technology outside of work, whether that's my job at like actual work where I go into work, or it's my job at home where I do the podcast and I work on the Etsy and I do the dog's social media. If it's outside of those things, we will not be doing it. So obviously that means I'm going to be posting pretty limitedly on everything outside of the dogs, TikTok and Instagram. Because I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm not going to put pressure on myself to post, and I don't want to be like doom scrolling. And I feel like when I am on those and posting and pushing myself to find inspiration constantly, I'm more likely to scroll and get sidetracked and compare and go down that cycle. So we are limiting everything outside of work, and I'm not going to be like looking for inspiration or anything as much as I usually do. So, what exactly am I doing? Like I mentioned, no phone unless it's texting or calling. So no social media scrolling, no opening any of the apps, no notifications. I honestly won't have my phone on me, and I'm just going to be checking it periodically, especially after Josh gets home. I usually keep my phone on me, even if it's on silent or whatever, until Josh gets home. But after that, I just check it periodically to make sure like my family's good. But if he's home and everyone's in, I really don't have a reason to have it right next to me. Also, aside from my phone, obviously there's other forms of technology, so I'm trying not to have any TV outside of maybe 1 to 2 episodes at night, because Josh and I genuinely like bond over watching TV and our shows, and it's just what we do while we eat dinner or whatever, which isn't exactly healthy. I'm working on that. Also, no computer time outside of work. So anything with a screen, I am not allowed to be on. I did mention eating at dinner. I'm going to try and do some dinners outside and clean up our outside patio and just make that more of a vibe so that we can do other things while we're eating. But yeah, other than that 1 to 2 hours of TV a night, and then like obviously being on my computer at work, or editing podcasts, things like that, I'm not going to be on a screen at all. So what am I doing instead? What is she doing with all this magical time that she suddenly has, this free time she magically got is what I meant to say. Well, if I really want a form of entertainment, I have some books that I haven't read yet. I typically listen to audiobooks, but we're done with that. It's not that there's anything wrong with audiobooks. If you listen to audiobooks, that's great. I just like reading better, like when you're reading out of a paper book. And I haven't done it in so long because I've kind of really leaned into the luxury of having audiobooks because I love podcasts, I love audio about books, I listen to them while I'm working. But I think that I really should get back to like the romantic side of reading, like really romanticizing that because I enjoy it. It's something I've done since I was really little and I learned how to read and I miss it. So I'm gonna be reading. I also will be making Taylor Swift friendship bracelets for the concert that is coming up. Yes, ma'am. Exercising, like I mentioned, so I will be able to listen to podcasts or music while I'm exercising. It pushes me to work harder. It does stimulate me mentally in positive ways, especially if I'm listening to educational podcasts, which I typically am for the most part, like 80% of the time. And then music, it pumps me up when I'm working out, so it's helpful, helps me get a better workout, which is healthy. I'm gonna learn to cook some more things, try out some new recipes. I haven't been cooking, but now that I have more time, I should be able to dedicate more time to that. And my favorite, the thing that I mentioned first, is spending much, much more time in nature, outside, with the natural, anything that was naturally gifted to us on this earth. Whether that's sitting outside for dinner, walking the pets, hiking, working in the yard, or just existing outside. One thing I have really, really been working on is our landscape and getting all that cleaned up. I don't know if I mentioned that in my previous episodes, but I've really been trying to clean up our backyard slowly but surely. It's not something that's like at the top of my list and I'm doing it by myself. So it's taking time, but I have been working on it. Like the yard obviously isn't my top priority out of all the things I have going on, but I see it as more of a stress release. And then like kind of when I'm done, I'm done. I'm not gonna push myself to work on it until I can't do it anymore. I'm just gonna do it, and then when I'm kind of over it, I'll work on it more tomorrow, and it's a really relaxed thing. So I've been doing that a lot. Now that I've kind of explained what my list of activities is gonna include, I'm gonna explain why. So I firstly am doing this because I want to get more comfortable in silence and alone with myself. I've talked about this before, but last time I did this, I spent 2 weeks completely by myself in my house when I was in college, and it just really, really helped me find myself, and my mental health improved and all those good things. My mental health like improved, so I want to do it again now, and so kind of forcing myself to be in silence even though I'm surrounded by nature and things that I enjoy is gonna hopefully help me do that and get back to where I was. I also am doing this because I really want to figure out who I am and what I want. I feel like I'm at a crossroads and I just don't really know what my future is looking like and what I want to do with it and what my end game is. However, I don't want to have a game plan. I think that part of my problem, like I mentioned, is that I want to solve everything, get strategic, find a game plan to solve all of my anxiety, and that's making me have more anxiety. So I want to have no game plan, no strategy. I just want to be like, oh, that's what I'm interested in, and then do it because it feels good. I'm tired of having a game plan and stressing and freaking out. So I just want to figure out who I am at my core and what feels right for me intuitively. Next, I want to get back to my default state and legitimately detox. So I'm pretty sure I'm really burnt out on top of other things. So I feel like this will help just getting me back to that default state I was talking about, where I'm just not overstimulated all the time. I'm not burnt out. I'm not freaking out. I'm just chilling. And I feel like this is really, really, really going to help me get back to that. So I want to do it for that reason. And then the last reason is that it's going to be healthier for me and hopefully help my physical symptoms. Some of the physical symptoms I've been having, without going into too much detail, is acne, sleep issues, migraines, and just like stomach issues. Like I can tell my microbiome is off, if you will. So I just want to solve that, and I think that the best way to do that is to eat better, work out more. Obviously, those are obvious, but I also need to just get my mental health in a better state. I feel like I can't really operate much longer going like this, and something's got to give. So that is why she is unplugging, and she is in her nature era, detoxing, disconnecting, not available, DND, all the things. So I don't know how long this episode is because I had to pause it a couple times, but hopefully it's not super, super short. Hopefully Evie didn't annoy you too much with her Evie-isms and her running around and saying hi to the bunnies, and that the cars outside didn't really bother you too much. Hopefully, I'm really gonna try and get a cord before my episode on Sunday goes up so that you guys can go back to the microphone because I miss it. I'm struggling, and it really makes me struggle when I'm editing because it drives me insane. So I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, collect, all the fun things. It would really mean the world to me if you joined a community of girlies ready to become a better version of themselves, which is this one. Also, if you don't mind leaving a rating and review or a like, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, it means the world to me. Skyrockets the podcast and is so, so helpful. And then I think the last thing is to just share it with your homies. That also means the world to me. All of my links to follow are down below. Instagram, TikTok, all the things. My Etsy is down there if you want to check that out. But other than that, I will see you guys on Sunday. I love you so, so much. If you're watching this on Wednesday night, if you have a great night. If you're watching this on any other morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it may be, I hope you have the best day. I love you so, so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
You was the first to move.